Hello everyone, it is Saturday, May 12th. We have made it. The last 6 months, maybe even more, have led to this day at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today. The Eurovision Grand Final will start, and by the time 7 o'clock rolls around, we will know who wins the contest, if I am right, and where we will be having it next year. I have a feeling we're going to get a first-time winner. Alright, so I did not make a video recap for the second semifinal, but just to recap what did go through, let me pull up my notes real quick. The acts that did go through were Hungary, Australia, Moldova, Sweden, Denmark, the Netherlands, Slovenia, Ukraine, Norway, and Serbia. I got 8 of those right. I put in Latvia and Malta over Norway and Serbia, but really the only surprise was Serbia. Again, I was 8 for 10. Both semis, I think I did rather well in predicting, which brings us to the final. So the running order, I'm just going to list it off real quick. Ukraine, who closed the semifinal 2 show, was going to open this show. We had a lot of great show openers, but I think they went with a good one. Following that is Spain in the death slot, Slovenia, Lithuania, Austria, Estonia, Norway, Portugal, United Kingdom, Serbia are our first 10, followed by Germany, Albania, France, Czech Republic, Denmark, Australia, Finland, Bulgaria, Moldova, Sweden, and then our final 6 are Hungary, Israel, the Netherlands, Ireland, Cyprus, and Italy. I would have picked Cyprus to be the show closer again. I think it works very well, but you gotta give Italy their spotlight. My predictions so far have not changed too much. It is more up in the air. I think we know, kind of have an idea of who the contenders are going to be. But I don't think for the rest of the entries, I don't think there are too many that are for certain going to finish toward the bottom of the pack. So first, my contenders for today, Cyprus is my personal pick to win and feels like the overwhelming favorite between the betting odds, between the press, between the general public online. There's been the most reaction there. Israel's still in the hunt, but not the front runner anymore. Estonia, still very much alive. France, who we've seen a bit of their performance, but as a automatic qualifier, and we've not seen the full thing yet. From what I've heard, the audience in the arena has been really responding to it, though. Czech Republic is a personal favorite of mine. I don't think it'll win. I think it'll come top 5, but for sure I think it'll finish in the top 10. He has the charisma to do it, as will Sweden. Sweden typically does all very well. They have a very, very put-together show this year. I really love Dance You Off. I think the staging is very good. I don't think it's winner material, but definitely stood out in semifinal 2. Hungary, very good stage performance in the semifinal, very different from everything that's in the competition this year. I think it will stand out enough from the pack, and it has a second half draw, so very good. Lithuania might be the surprise, soft, slow number of the night. I think that'll finish top 10. Of the slower songs that are in the final, I think that might be one of the best ones. Moldova. The Eastern Bloc's votes have to go somewhere now that all the big hitters are out. So they will probably either go to Moldova or Ukraine. I think Ukraine will probably finish 10th. That's the best result I can see. I don't think it's middle of the pack. I think it's toward the top, but those are my top 10 in no particular order other than Cyprus, who I would like to win. We move to the middle of the pack, which is kind of middle to bottom at this point, because there's only 3 countries that I can see that will be finishing at the bottom of the leaderboard. But before we get to that, Slovenia, great stage show. I think the technical fake-out works. She has such charisma, such a wonderful stage presence, great voice, and the audience really responded to her too. It feels like a party. Austria, amazing voice, amazing staging. I think he'll stand out as well. Portugal, obviously the home country. Very personal, very moving song. I would say middle to lower for this one, but it is definitely one of the best host entries in a while. United Kingdom, in my heart, I want it to do very well. I think it will be middling bottom. I don't think this will end up at the bottom of the leaderboard, but I think this will have a hard time coming left-hand side. The staging has definitely elevated it. Suri herself definitely elevates it. But I would say probably in the 15 to 20 range at best for them. Albania, great strong voice. I hope he does very well. I would not be mad to see this come top 10, but I don't think the support is there enough in the televote. I think he would do very well with the jurors. Germany, surprise in the odds this week, has gone way, way, way up. Again, not seen the full performance yet. I really like this song. Yes, people other than Ed Sheeran can write sappy, meaningful songs. Thank you very much. It actually does kind of look like a German Ed Sheeran, to be honest. But the song is very good. From what I hear, the staging is very good. Again, haven't seen the full thing yet. Denmark, I think, will come right about in the middle. I think they will do better than Anja Nissen did last year. I really like this song. I'm a big fan of, like, How to Train Your Dragon, so the Viking theme is A-okay for me. Do I think it'll come top 10? Probably not, but I would be pleasantly surprised if it did. Australia, I don't think it's top 10 material this year. I'm sorry. I don't think it stands out enough. It'll probably get Australia's worst result, but that's not saying a lot. They've come top 10 the previous 3 years, so it's not like she'll finish last. I don't think she'll finish very far down the leaderboard. I think in the 10 to 15 range for her. Finland, very good, very respectable. I think she'll get the UK 12 points for sure. Very good song. Again, middle of the board, right smack in the middle of the board, I think. Bulgaria, I think it'll have the televote / jury support, but I'm just not feeling it. I think it will come probably 15 to 20, maybe 10 to 15, but I don't see it placing anywhere in the top 10. The Netherlands, the song is great. The staging is terrible. I don't think it'll end up at the bottom, but I think it's going to end up in the 15 to 20 range, if not the low 20s. So he should have picked better staging, or at least worn a different jacket. It just doesn't make sense. But I'll place him in the middle because I am Dutch, and I got to root for my Dutch brother here. Ireland, surprise qualifier, pleasantly surprised qualifier. First of all, we'll see how Russia deals with this when they broadcast it. But I think that the staging elevated it very well. The bookies have it at number 3 right now. I think that's very optimistic. I would say probably top 15, I think, is their best chance for a result here. Very good stage show. I hope it improves over the semifinal performance. The semifinal performance was good. It just wasn't my thing. But I think the dancers added a huge needed boost, and I think that they'll have that boost again now that many more people are watching. So 10 to 15 I think is probably where they will end up, which is still a very respectable result, especially after not qualifying for 4 years. And Italy is my final middle of the pack. They are closing the show. I feel very unfortunate that such a powerful song has to come right after Cyprus, right after The Favorite. That doesn't diminish how good the song is. I don't think it's the front runner that people expected it to be. I think it will do very well. I don't think it's a contender to be in the top 10 or to win. And that brings us to the 3 countries that I think are going to be in the bottom. We're going to start off with Spain. They've gotten the death slot. The staging is not there. The person that's in charge of their staging is an a-hole, especially after criticizing Netta for, we all can have different tastes in music, but you do not go after someone for their weight. I'm sorry, I can't. I hope Spain does well, purely for the sake of Alfred and Amaya, because they have worked very hard and they have such great chemistry and they have such a great song. But between staging and their placement in the running order right after Ukraine and in the second spot of the night, I think it's going to be very forgettable, and I think they're going to finish toward the bottom again. Norway will probably finish toward the bottom again. I like Alexander Rybak, Into a Fantasy is one of my favorite songs ever. I used it in a video of mine back in the day. He should have sent a shortened version of that, I think, and he would have done way better. The song that he sent is a fun song. It's not winner material, and I don't like that he's placed so much pressure on himself, especially being one of the most successful Eurovision winners ever. And I just think it's going to crash and burn in the final. I don't know about you guys, but we'll see. If he does better, good, but that means that he'll be passing acts with better songs than this. So in my heart of hearts, I can't put this above 23 other songs that are superior to this. And finally, Serbia. Serbia, who I can appreciate the culture that goes into it. The song just does not work for me. The staging, I will say, the women especially, look so much better and are dressed and styled so much better than the national final. It still sounds very mid-2000s Eurovision for me, and I don't think that it will do much in the way of jurors or televotes, especially when the Eastern Bloc's votes will probably be more inclined to go to Moldova or Ukraine. And that's it. Among things that I think are going to happen as well, we are probably going to get a tribute to Liz Asia, the first Eurovision winner. I think Salvador is going to perform in this the grand final, although he doesn't have exactly the kindest words about Eurovision. But I am glad to see that he is doing much, much, much better after his heart surgery. I'm glad he's doing well. I hope maybe Luisa will sing with him. Beat Bombers, I think, are supposed to perform as well. And that is about all I know. I really like the host this time, especially Philomena in the green room, and Daniela as well. So I think the hosts are great. You can't keep comparing everyone to Mons and Petra. I think they're certainly doing a much better job than the hosts last year. The host last year so fell flat. But anyways, that's all my thoughts that I have right now for the grand final. I may or may not live stream my reaction to the televotes later on in the day, but we shall see. And in the meantime, I'm going to listen to some more music, and I'm going to get prepped, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait to watch along with you guys on Twitter. Follow me at HelenMarie95. I will be watching probably the Swedish broadcast. I don't know if I'll be able to get the logo one, but I actually kind of prefer the Swedes. I think they've learned their lesson about not talking during their performances. They were much better about it on Thursday. So yeah, here we go. Let's do this. Woo!